What's going on, everybody? Orion Ending here, and today I've got a bit of a specialized video for you related to Hytale servers and essentially getting them to automatically update on their own. So this guide will actually be assuming that you've already got a Hytale server up and running and functional, and then we're going to walk through that process of how to do the automatic updating and things like that. So what we'll do is I'll actually come and I will go ahead and I'll jump to the server guide here. So this is the Hytale server guide, which the one that we're going to be looking for is actually the one that's from Hypixel. Yep, so it's the support.hytale. So I'll make sure that this is included within my video so that you can get basically up and running and to the point where we start this video at. So what we're going to do here is we'll actually close down from these, and we're going to go take a look at my server where I have things already set up, and we'll go from there, and then we'll take a look at the client and see what it looks like on the client side. So currently what we've done so far is the client is already updated to the update that came out on February 6th. So it's now the 7th. And essentially what we're doing is we're making sure that the server will automatically match what the client updates to. So generally speaking, you would usually have to do this kind of manually on your own. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to circumvent that. So we've got the Hytale downloader, which I'll include the link for this as well, because this is sort of central to like how we get the new server files automatically. And we've got everything already kind of all set up here. We've already got the assets zip, we've got the server folder, and then we've got a universe that already has, you know, some stuff basically in the universe that I've already been playing the game and things like that. So the only things that I've added is I actually modified the start batch file that comes with the server files, and then I added a stop batch file, and then also the integral one that we're talking about, which is this update one. So what we'll do first is I'll actually run the update one so that we can see what happens. So what this is doing is it's actually going to the Hytale downloader folder. So as long as your folder is arranged like mine is, then these files, when you download them, will basically work mostly as is. You may have to do some customization on, like, you know, where things are at based on where you put it on your computer, but the general idea should be pretty much the same. So we can see here that it's actually going in and it's expanding that zip file and copying things around to where they need to be placed. And then it cleans up after itself when it's done. So now the server is currently updated. The server files are good to go. And what we'll do is we'll actually hit the start batch file. And what we would be aiming to see within here is that the version, when we get to the very bottom, is actually going to be the one in this case for the 6th. And sometimes when we see the update won't actually show here. It'll actually show like when you're doing the update file in the background, but we can still go and check this. And what we'll do is we'll actually just disconnect from here, and we'll go and we'll check out the client and we'll see how things look. So we'll disconnect the remote session through RDP that we were in, and we'll launch the game. And we can see, like I said, that our client is already updated. And we'll come over here to server. So you can see I've already got my server set here. And I'll just give it a shot to launch into it. And you can see it went right in. And there we are. So we've already got everything already ready to go. And the only difference with this, which we'll go ahead and we'll close out of this. So on the side of the server, what we would do is we would actually come and we can connect back through RDP. we can see all the info about where we were connecting from and things like that, which is all well and good. And then we'll actually, so we can either click stop on the batch file, or we can close this. So I'll go ahead and use the batch file. Should be just fine. So they'll either way will work just fine. You can see it closed everything down. And then we'll go in and we'll set up tasks, or we can at least take a quick look at how we would do that. So we would go into task scheduler here. And you can see I've got some for some other servers and stuff that I've done before. So we'll kind of take a similar approach here. So now that we're here in the task scheduler, we'll come down and you can see I've made a task here for update Hytale Server. And one thing that we need to make sure that we do with this is we actually want to go to the actions here, and we want to take this first bit here for the path. And that's actually where we want our script to run from. And we're going to do that for both the update one that we're in now for the task, and then also for the start one as well. Just finished putting in our credentials here. There we are. And we'll actually just double check one of our other ones just to make sure that we've done this appropriately. And indeed we have. So what we can do now is we can actually click and run and test this specific task. And we'll give this a second to finish up and go back to a ready state. And when it gets back to the ready state, that should mean that everything has run successfully. And we can see that our process is there going in the background. So we should be able to watch for that PowerShell window to go away. And when this PowerShell window is gone, that should mean that our task is complete. And there we are. Now our task is back to being ready. And then we can go to the restart task here, and we'll just run this. And what we should see is that our task starts up and that our server gets launched. And probably the best way to test this out will be if we shut down our connection here. So we'll close this. And we'll actually just go test and see if the server is reachable. Client computer. And I'll actually just come to servers and I'll choose my server. And we can see it pops right up. So if you found this video helpful, please feel free to like, follow, and subscribe for more Hytale content.